Your mic should be on.
Mic's on, yes.
Ready?
One second.
We're also broadcasting this, correct?
Yes.
Because Shelley called me. Okay.
Okay, you're live.
All right, good evening. I would like to call to order the work session for the Town of Haymarket Planning Commission for Monday, November 19th, 2018. Roll call, please.
Larry? Here. James? Cottle?
Here.
Corral? Shannon?
Here.
All right, first order of business is Crossroads Village Center site plan discussion, and actually, it is our only point of business for this hour. So, gentlemen, you're up.
Let me give you your mic first. Hold on. Go ahead.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
Massey, I'm with Ross France. I'm here with Eagle and Dean and Don with Meladon, the developer. And this is a follow-up to the meeting we had about a month ago and some of the concerns the planning commission had. We want to present this to you prior to us submitting the plans, which we're looking to do in the next couple days, if not sooner. I have here a hard copy of what's going to be submitted. There's still a couple tweaks we're working on, but we left here with the concerns were dealing with access, screening, and plantings. And when we've addressed all those, we wanted to give you all another opportunity to look at them before we submitted them. So I guess first we'll look at the access, which Mr. Shannon had a concern with the access interparcel connection with the.
Excuse me, sir, I don't mean to interrupt. Is there any way we could put that on an easel so we can see will it fit without falling off? Or bring it closer up here where we can
Yeah, I
see
was
it?
gonna say, if we do that, then I'll scoot over here too, so I can see better.
And that way we can actually see what you're talking about.
Watch your step.
Yep, we'll, and if not, we'll be caught on
No workman's comp here.
YouTube, right? Yeah.
All right, so the entrance and access, ingress, egress was the big one that we
Right here, we
spoke about.
made this as only an entry in, so we're not introducing traffic back from our site to Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
And that remains both ways up there though, right?
The other
Which
does
is fine.
remain.
Okay.
So this one, this was something we went back, we looked at, talked to our traffic engineer. He said, actually, it works well, it's not gonna have any impact on our traffic flow.
Okay.
In fact, it'll definitely help alleviate whatever traffic we had coming from our site back to that Chick-fil-A
Right.
entrance. So, Igor and Don were amenable to it, so the plan's gonna reflect that. So when it's in review, we may have some other comments, we'll throw some more signage up if needed, just to make sure everybody's aware. You're not gonna be able to go out that direction.
Okay.
So, and then the other issues we're dealing with the landscaping and screening along the, let's just go all the way to this, and they've hired a landscape architect to actually do all the landscape planning out here. But what we're looking at is actually a 6-foot vinyl fence, screen fence, which is actually gonna be the entire length of the property line along the residential. That's gonna be 4 inches off the property line, and then the actual plantings are gonna be behind it on the townhouse side, so those will grow up
Okay.
over time, but there'll be a solid screen right up against the property line.
When you say solid screen, what are you referring to? And the
Vinyl
ARB
fence.
saw that?
The
Yeah,
vinyl
just a
fence.
vinyl, okay, got it.
Solid
Got it.
fence.
Okay.
Solid board fence.
What color?
What did we choose?
What color would you like?
I personally don't like white. It
I didn't
just
either.
Well,
stands
we
out too much.
substituted, it's not white anymore.
I thought it was like
The darker the
like a
better.
dark brown or
Yeah,
tan or something.
that or blue and silver, blue and silver,
Yeah,
that was
so this is
cowboy
a
color.
fence.
Can't do that.
And it's actually, it's not quite that color, but it's almost like a brownish.
Yeah,
It's got a
that'll-
real nice earth tone.
This white just sticks out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
that-
we agreed with that.
That will look
comment.
good.
It's a
Yeah.
vinyl fence, but it actually looks wood.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does, yeah.
Don't worry
It's
about
almost like a
rot and all
synthetic
that stuff.
Kinda maintenance
Wood
free.
look.
You know, so,
Yeah.
okay. Great.
Optional razor wire if you all would prefer.
It's my old job.
You need that.
Well, that's coming as well.
And then I think the last was just, we talked a little bit about the landscaping along 66 ramp, if I recall. And-
Well, there and the vinyl fence, we talked, you know, you were gonna let us know a little bit more about what you're gonna do inside.
Yeah, we know at this point.
Okay.
Where's the plan back there?
So,
Go back to that where it shows the landscape plantings. So in essence, we're doing a series of fast-growing white pines
yeah.
and blue spruce.
Okay.
We're doing a good number of those.
Yeah, so these are spruces and white pines along the
and
property
whites.
line.
And then there's some, then there's 4 or 5.
Shrubbery.
I think there's 4 or 5 hardwood, like those might be maples.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have
Sugar
a couple
maples
red
or
oak,
what?
red
They-
oak, couple
Red
red
oaks?
oaks,
Red-
yeah.
yeah.
Red oaks.
So we're running up, well, not this one, this one. Yeah, so we're running up all the way.
Okay. All the way down to the 66 fence then?
Yeah.
Great,
And then we're planning
great.
same treatment, some
Yeah.
pine trees along
Okay.
on ramp. So these are going to be pretty massive, you know, we think. I mean, we're,
They're fast-growing.
yeah, fast
Yeah.
growing, they're going to spread.
They
So,
grow
you know,
2 to
the-
3 feet a year.
Yeah, and they're gonna
Right.
fill out, spread and go vertical.
What size are you bringing in?
10-footers.
They're gonna be 10 feet when you bring them in?
Bring them in and then they grow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think there are a couple 6 foots and 10 foots, but some of them
Yeah.
are 10, some of them
Okay.
are 6.
Yes, they've specified
Yeah.
10-foot height or 3-inch caliper, which is about.
Yeah,
10
it's
foot
about
height.
10 feet.
Yeah. And then once they're mature, they're 40-plus feet, between
Okay.
30 and 40.
So given right now, the stormwater management that we have now, considering the top of the stormwater management on your side, how is that going to come out as far as the townhouses itself? Where will that come out to? You know what I mean
We're
about?
talking about this piece of land here.
Yeah, that stormwater management there. I know you're gonna have the fence on the other side and the landscape, I understand that. But what is the elevation gonna be on the townhouses compared to the top of that stormwater management?
So actually-
In other words, looking out the back, whether it's be my house or my neighbors, what are we gonna be looking into?
So there's actually a need for a small retaining wall because we're sitting a little bit lower,
Yeah,
just to make the grade up. So
On
Okay.
our side. We're sitting on
yeah,
our side.
on your, yeah,
So you'll have the fence, there'll be a little retaining wall that drops the grade
Yeah.
down, and then the trees will be planted, in
Yeah.
front of the retaining wall.
But
Okay.
On your side, you'll see the fence.
Yeah.
okay.
And then the tops of the trees, and then you'll see, the second
No,
story.
you're gonna see, yeah, that's my question is, we'll be really looking at about the second story from like my deck back there, or my neighbor's deck or whatever. Okay,
Until these start maturing and.
then we'll see that,
Then
yeah,
we'll see any of that.
okay.
I'm sure there's a drainage plan in there, right? Because where there's 2 lands, probably could create some type of swale. I mean, if you've got a retaining wall, you're gonna have some type of
There's
place where
drainage.
water's gonna collect.
Absolutely, yeah, so there'll be some drainage there, and I think they did their best to try to have the trees like on the side of the swale.
Right.
In the middle of it. So you can kind of see there is a drainage swale here that kind of comes down, and the trees are placed just, to the left.
Left or right of the swales. So it'll drain.
I think it's gonna look good, and I tell you that, wife and I just came from Chick-fil-A, and it's a perfect example right now why I didn't want that two-way traffic. Because it's a cluster down there even right now.
Yeah.
And this is what is today, Monday? Monday night. Of course, it's dinner time, but, so thank you for addressing that. And I like what I see.
Yeah, I don't have any issues. I appreciate y'all doing that, especially the entrance. And also, that's super important for the homeowners. Sherwood Forest.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then the traffic, I mean, that's definitely gonna help. And having that light there too to get out once they
That'll
do
actually
the
give them
traffic
another
study.
escape to get out of the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Well, actually, both will. I can see them using the back
Yeah.
interparcel.
Oh, I think that back will get used more, but, well, I've beat that dead dog many, many times, but it just, even right now, it's a cluster down there. But yeah, the back, I can see that being, I
As
mean,
soon as people
heck, I may
understand it,
use that myself. Exactly. It's an education process.
it's gonna be so easy coming out and just swing straight through and then.
Yeah, go to the light.
Now, how soon, in your opinion, do you think that light, how long do they have to do that TIA before they put the light up?
Igor, what are you?
Well,
We have to
I was gonna-
get enough critical mass,
Which is?
so
How
we
many
have to do
months?
another calculation pretty soon,
Yeah.
showing the existing uses that we're building, and then have our engineer do the calc and say, okay, you're justified. So we
So
just
what do
have,
you, right, I understand,
so I'm
but what
gonna
do
make him redo it probably in a few weeks again, just to tell me what has changed based on what we're building. And then he'll say, you're gonna fail or you're gonna justify the light.
Okay.
If we're not justifying it now, then once we bring this pad, we'll test it again, or bring this pad, we'll test it again. So we're gonna continue testing it if we don't meet the requirement now as we get another use in. So that's, it's a continuous process until we meet the
But
requirement.
assuming we do meet the requirement, what's the timing?
We submit to VDOT, design, I mean, we probably will have a light.
Steve's pool, we can get it all approved with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there is a new,
Don't count on that.
I guess, what do you call it, signal,
It's a signal warrant analysis.
warrant
that
analysis.
they have to
It's
do.
a new
Yeah.
process that VDOT is going through, so they're
Right.
learning as they go. So it might take a little bit longer than usual, but
well, I know that's gonna be a big question with the town's residents, once that starts being developed. And as more traffic is down there, how soon is that light? Because I think that light's gonna benefit a lot of things. I think it's gonna be a calming,
Sequences, let's drive. So
we're gonna fast track it, no question
you
about
haven't
it.
answered it though. How
Well,
long?
It could take a year, it could take a year and a half.
Really, that long?
Because it takes time to design. I mean, design is a long lead item. So if we push, and Steve maybe can help us with the design, because that's what takes the longest time is to design, review, approve. So if we can
I would
design
probably
it-
defer to our traffic engineers, because they don't work for me.
Yeah,
But I can talk to them and help energize
yeah.
it, so.
We've actually already designed the concept plan, so we have it in place. So it shows mast arms and
Okay.
where it's going to be located. So we have all that. We went ahead and moved forward just to be proactive. So we know where it's going to go, we know what it's going to look like. It just now has to be further engineered and then
Right.
submitted for, once it's justified. So we'll do another test to see if we can justify it yet or not.
So a year will put it, probably about the time when the first phase of everything starts opening.
Now, the first phase is gonna be the townhouses?
Towns and then everything
Okay.
you see here
Okay,
in the retail.
okay. But the townhouses, are they gonna be done before you, that's phase one, right, the townhouses?
I think it's all together.
Okay,
It's everything you see here, buildings, but these are in 3 takedowns, Steve, so I
Okay.
think they'll take certain numbers of them
First,
and,
yeah.
and start building,
Yeah.
and then they'll do another takedown and another takedown,
So-
but it should just go.
so you anticipate the time occupation, people start occupying those houses, we're gonna have the light?
I think by the time you take the last phase, which is half of the site, this half of the site we should have a light, I would think. Like I said, it's a new process for VDOT.
Yeah, I think
So we
they're,
don't know exactly
they're
how-
following someone from another state. I was talked about that's working somewhere else. I just want to make sure, I mean, yeah, that needs to be fast-tracked if
Yeah,
at
we're
all
gonna do
possible,
whatever we
because
can to get
when you
it
start,
quick.
you start occupying those houses, it's going to be very interesting there with no light.
Yeah,
So, okay,
yeah, we're
there's
gonna,
gonna be a little
on
time where it's gonna be
testing.
inconvenient, but once we
Absolutely.
get that light, I think we'll be all right.
Well, one thing is, once the plan is approved, they got a year to construct it. The permit's
Right.
only valid for a year. So-
right, okay.
But the key is the warrant, and, when it's warranted,
Sure.
that they're proffered to get the signal in there.
Yeah.
And, with the traffic engineer just to block down the street, he's gonna be able to keep an eye on it.
Absolutely.
Just about, so.
Yeah.
Well, so will we as well.
Yeah.
So,
We're good.
What's your construction plan for traffic?
The construction.
For these
Traffic, yeah.
traffic plan out here, for,
Well, as you're constructing, you're gonna have heavy equipment, you're gonna have dump trucks, you're gonna have a lot of things being removed. How are they going to ingress and egress out of the site?
We can go to the phase one erosion control plan. We've identified,
You're gonna have one construction entrance during that, or are you gonna have a couple, or what?
I think for now, we probably just have a single.
Okay.
But that's not to say that, that doesn't get looked at during construction if it helps, you know, traffic flow in and out. This is an overall. So we've got a single entrance proposed near where the center entrance is.
Okay, this is the construction entrance, you don't.
That's construction.
And we just have to, this may sound small, but it's not, have the issue right here on Fay right now, is the construction entrance, we don't want mud tracking out on the road.
sure.
And that's why the 57A or whatever it is that you're putting down out there's got to be, we got to keep the mud off 55 out here, off
So
Washington
we
State.
spell all that out in our erosion controlled area.
Correct, I know, yep.
And the other part of it is we'll be getting a permit through the Manassas residency and their sticklers on.
Art Kloss, yep, and Art and I, he works right there with me, so it's, I'm got confidence in y'all though.
They're going to head west on 55, not going through town.
I don't think there's any control measures in terms of which direction, is there?
No. not unless
Here's what you gotta watch, is if you're coming this way, have the no-through truck, okay? And I think is it just one way now? Because we removed one of the signs. It used to be no-through trucks on, going to the right here at the light. That may have been, we took down one of the signs, but where they're gonna be hauling to or from, just as we get into this, I'm gonna need to know that for my other hat that I wear,
Okay.
because of you know, in the town here and everything, so.
Where are we at on the balancing? I know you were tweaking that. Are we fully balanced, or are we exporting, importing?
We're exporting.
We're exporting.
We're gonna get
So
the
we're gonna be
final
doing some
numbers
hauling off.
Okay.
Did you have an estimate on how many truckloads? I mean, you must
Not
have
at
done-
this point.
Not at this
We've got
point.
it to bid right now.
Okay.
To get some preliminary cost, and that'll probably open it up more to those type of.
You have a field site
Do you have an
already?
idea of, like, yeah.
That's gonna be up to the contractor.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think the one big concern would be going through the middle of town with
I think from a
trucks,
practical
and then also a
standpoint-
left-hand turn on a 55 with heavy trucks, especially as you start to phase in people living. You're going to have a construction entrance, looks like it's going to be very close to the actual entrance, and just line of sight stopping, and that would be a concern. As well as it gets really tight right in front of us right here, and, you know, heavy trucks clipping cars, or cars not giving space for them.
Well, that was the thing back over here with the parking ride that we're building. Trucks are coming down here making a right, and I had to shut that down because when they make this right, they're in the opposite lane. So that's why I'm saying, as we get closer, I need to be briefed more, and that's for my other hat that I wear, my VDOT hat, is because we're not gonna allow any trucks coming through here making this right, because they're gonna be in that right lane, I mean, in the other lane, so.
Yeah, I mean, the common sense, my way of thinking is everything's gonna go this way and go back out.
Yeah.
I think
It-
what-
But you got the guys the guys that are trying to make a loop, they're gonna
Yep.
try to go
Yeah.
down Carolina or come in that way and
They're,
go back out.
and that's, they're not gonna be able to come down Oak Carolina and take a right. Not gonna be able to do that. And they're gonna take the shortest path that they can take. That's the issue we had. Fortunately, our contractor over there worked with us with no problem, so.
Yeah, it might be good to put that in part of the bid, if you already put it out for bid, but I mean, just to specify if you've got some restrictions on travel, because then it obviously goes in the calculation of how they're driving, and, you know, what they can actually do per day. So just to consider, so we don't come across that later on, and they're angry that they can't do the process that they wanted to do, and it's gonna slow things down.
It'd be nice if we could get a haul-off site to the west.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
yeah, stay away from town, if at all possible, but
Now, there is a dump down off 55 right there at the Faulkner County line that I know we did Park Valley Church out there, so maybe
Yeah.
that's an option.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it just depends, those dirt guys, they work these deals out, and if this is good
Yeah, they do.
material, it may go.
Yeah.
It should
Okay.
be good material, because there's been a lot of horses on that property over the last
Yeah.
60
You
years.
don't want the horse droppings.
And I'm sure they're not dropping some.
It'll be interesting to see how much rock is there, 'cause there's so much rock in the air. I don't know here. Have y'all done any core drilling at all?
There's rock.
Okay, that's what I thought.
How about you, soil sampling yet? Still mostly clay in the area?
There's been geotech, actually, we did two different reports. One was done for the townhouse and one was done for the rest.
That's right, yep.
So, you know, this area has got a history of rock. with
I'm finding
clay on-
out, yeah.
with clay on top of it, so it's one of these things where you gotta try to work with the clay there,
Yeah.
or you're gonna be undercutting it, replacing
Yeah.
it. And, it's always kind of a game with the site guy to try to get him to at least be able to do his best to work with what's on site. So, but
We have
there's-
those issues with pipes out here, deep pipes and everything. We have that problem, so.
And you anticipate any blasting out there?
If there's rock out there, that's potentially what's gonna need to be done to get the rock out of there. They'll have to do a pre-blast survey, do everything that's required by the town, county, state.
And some of that you won't know till you actually get started.
But I think our recommendation is drilling, not blasting, if you look at
Well,
the geotech.
you would drill and then actually blast.
You core drilled in and blast.
It's a matter of how
And,
tight you do your.
and I will just tell you, as we get closer to that, that's something that the town will have to put out. We have several people in this area that suffer from severe PTSD, and they're within what I consider the blast sound zone, if you will. And we'd have to, I know who they are, I'll coordinate with them. Those type of things, but we'll
We have time.
communicate with that and we'll make things work.
So we're gonna be able to take a look at this when they submit, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
This is just the work, yeah, we're gonna,
yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
just,
saying we'll be submitting 13 of these just to get.
13.
yeah.
And is that a retaining, retention pond, or is that anything part of that plan? I know I'm stuck on drainage right now, but,
This is a sediment basin.
Okay.
Which is ideal for doing erosion control
Mhm.
because it allows you to deal with larger volumes of water. If these are smaller traps, sediment traps, you can use those up to 3 acres. This is kind of unlimited. I'd rather have 2 of these out here, but because we've got a couple underground facilities and a pump station, we were limited on where we could put a sediment basin and
Right.
still install those. So we got traps over here and a large sediment basin in this particular area. And then a couple traps out near Washington Street. These lines represent the drainage
have it going, yeah.
area.
Okay. Well,
All right.
Look forward to
I
checking
like
it
what I
out.
see. I just appreciate y'all
Any comments?
addressing those concerns and everything. I'm confident that you addressed them.
Those are the main ones.
Yes, there was.
The ones,
2 for me was the entry by Chick-fil-A and the fence and the shrubs and everything, the landscape. That was my biggest concerns, so.
we'll have this in December.
Well, that
Oh,
was
yeah,
my
I
next
was-
question. Are we,
I guess I'm always,
do we know what's submitting or coming before the planning commission for their meeting? Do we know?
We
was it
gotta talk
December?
to Emily. Well, we'll see, yeah. We talked about December 17 possibly, but then there was an email as well saying there may need to be some more time. So I guess we can discuss.
I guess it's based on comments coming back, is that right? Comments?
So typically the way we do it is you submit the set to me and then you send me electronics. I send that to Katie. Katie and I take a week or two, and we get all of our in-house comments to you first before I even put it before the planning commission. So you can send it to me all electronically. Go ahead and send it to Katie as well. I will tell her it's coming and please, review it and comments to me as soon as possible. Then I'm happy to do that, but we'll try our hardest to get it on the December one. But we can always call, our regular meeting is the 3rd Monday now.
December
Correct.
17, right, you said?
Yeah, 3rd Monday, so December 17th. We can also look at doing an earlier meeting in January as well. We can work with that.
But you still need 13 hard copies. That's what.
We'll talk about that. I don't know if there
I don't
is.
think we need
We have
13 or codes.
6 myself, Katie, let's start with 7 in electronic, save some paper. Yeah,
Can we release Lancets to VDOT, DEQ,
yes,
and other agencies
Please
while
do.
you're reviewing?
please
We
do,
can, okay, good,
absolutely.
okay,
The longer they have with it, the better,
okay.
yeah,
So we'll submit to you and then
Mhm.
8 departments that Mike identified.
yes.
So now, I think the discussion too was that you all cannot take action until all of the different jurisdictions have their comments back, is that right?
Yes, that's typically how we do
So,
it.
so I guess,
So get the ball going.
we don't know
Start
when
the
those
ball.
comments are gonna come back. Although, most of them are within 30 days, is that right? Except for DEQ.
DEQ's along, the VDOT's probably pushing around 30 days on review. Fire marshal's usually a couple weeks.
Mhm.
Service authority, same, couple
Yeah.
weeks, maybe 30 days if they've got a backlog.
Right.
But we can get this the same time they get it. It
Yes,
gives us time to
absolutely.
review, rather than go through their approval, then we get it, then it's pushed out another
Yeah,
30
so
days.
typically what Katie and I do is
Concurrent, we can
yeah,
look at it.
we start reviewing it at the same time our outside agencies do. We ask for our first round of comments to be addressed, and then I put it before the planning commission so that we can already get at least one set of comments addressed prior to the
Okay.
commission seeing it.
And I would be, with these guys' approval, calling a special session just to get this rolling, and
Okay.
depending on the timing of it.
I would agree with that, Matt.
That
How
way they're
about
not being delayed.
Okay, once I receive the official submission, I review it, I send it to Katie, I ask for her initial round of comments, then we can look at how long you guys need to address them, and we can schedule a meeting accordingly. Does that work for
Sounds good.
everyone?
So we give you 2 CDs, that'll be fine.
Perfect,
And we are releasing, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
for all the others.
yes. So if you have the documents tonight and you want to leave one hard copy and do you have it electronically with you by
No, I do
chance?
We have to make some tweaks,
Okay,
so maybe tomorrow,
okay,
we'll tomorrow.
But we'll leave you that set, right?
Well, no, that set has tweaks.
just know that if you drop them off after tomorrow, on Wednesday, we close at noon.
Okay.
So 8 to noon on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'd rather
And we're
see
not
it.
open on Friday.
No, 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 Friday.
Guys, thanks
Yeah,
for
thank you.
addressing
Thank you.
those.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Pardon?
It's a fair amount of paper to read.
Yeah, oh, I know.
all right, let's,
Hang on
well,
one second.
we don't need to take a break. We can just end the work session, and then we'll wait, because we have to wait till 7 o'clock for a
Yes.
regular meeting, so why don't we just,
That's why I meant that. Do you want to end the work session and then we'll have the break in between?
yes,
Do-
ma'am, I mean, this is all that was on the work.
Yes.
All right, so do I have a motion to adjourn the work session?
I will make the motion to adjourn this work session.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, we will come back in 26 minutes for our regular scheduled meeting. Thank you.